Hey, Warriors fans, Scott Warras ready to preview the men's golf season. 18th-year head coach is Adam Volbrecht, and Adam is here. I just told you that like 20 seconds ago, and you go, really, 18? Like I surprised you with that
I
number.
used to have like long hair and not gray beard and that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's been a good run.
Is your photo updated on the website? I haven't looked.
I don't know.
Is it an old photo?
I hope it's an old photo.
Okay, fair enough. How was your summer? I know you were waiting for me to ask that question.
Be even better if it was a picture of someone else.
True.
Summer was awesome, man.
All the more reason to go to the website,
Yep.
WLCsports.com. How was your summer? What did you do?
That's great.
Any highlights? Any big trips?
Yeah, a little transition in job. I was the dean of students.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I got out of Res Life. It's been a good run. Looking forward to some new tasks and challenges. But with that change allows some more time over here with my student athletes. So really excited about that. You know, this was the first preseason camp that I was able to be with them uninterrupted, and so it was a joy for me to be able to be with them and get the season kicked off and visible and with them.
Yeah. You know, you and I have talked in the past, on and off the air, about where this program is right now, and it feels like it is in a, first of all, really good place. You've been able to sustain success at a certain level with golfers coming and going. How much pride do you take in where this program is right now?
Yeah, I don't know how much I've done for it. We've just had awesome kids.
Well, recruiting is a fact.
Yeah, but they still have to choose to come and want to be a part of it, and they have to make it what it is. And so it's been fun to be along for the journey with them. Really pleased, and this is the first year I don't have a Geneva Co on my roster in 10 years, right? And so
I had to double check it.
Yeah, that's just a big thing. Is we've just had a steady group of awesome kids that have passed that on to the next group of awesome kids, and so we're kind of reaping the benefit of that now.
We talked about, I think last year, you've been able to recruit families. You've had Geneva Co's, Tansies right now. I mean, you've had brothers and cousins, but families, so that for years on end you have similar last names, which is pretty cool, I think.
Oh, it's an honor. It's one of the probably. Again, I don't want to be too prideful about this, but it says something about what's going on here at WLC, that families feel invested in it, feel engaged in it, feel that their kids are getting good experiences, inside the classroom, outside the classroom, with opportunities after graduation then. And so it's probably more of a testament to what WLC offers than it is probably anything specifically we do in athletics or in golf.
What can you take from last season, if anything? Maybe the answer is nothing, because each years are unique unto themselves. A third place finish at the conference championships. The team scoring average for the 24-25 season was the lowest in program history. I mean, you guys hit the top mark in that respect. Can you take anything from last year and have it still translate and affect, impact, benefit this year?
Well, you said I could answer nothing, so we'll take nothing
Next
from
question.
it. but maybe to answer that a little more thoroughly, we can take our 6 of our 8 lowest scoring average players from last year are still on the team this year. Yeah. And so the hope for us to be able to continue that trajectory of bringing that scoring average down and team success. We won a couple events in the spring. Those guys have experienced that and have that now in their back pocket to draw back on of what it does take to win events. So no, we can't really, last year ends and it ends, but hopefully the lessons that we learned and some of those skills that were gained can translate to more success this year.
A couple of seniors I'll have you touch on: Riley Tansey, Luke Capstrand. Let's talk with Riley. I don't know, maybe last year in totality, maybe he'd be the first to tell you, wasn't where I wanted it to be coming off the success first couple of years. Where is Riley right now? Have you challenged him? Where is he right now in his game, and where does he want to take it here in his last year?
Well, Riley's going to start the season for us in the number 1 spot on our lineup,
okay.
and he earned that on the basis of his qualifying scores. So if that portends anything to come, hopefully it portends really good things. So that's probably the best way to answer that, is that I'm excited. His game's in good shape. I think for seniors, it's always a little bit of a mix of, hey, I'm preparing for the next steps in life and where I'm going. I also want to, kind of milk this thing for all it's worth, and navigating, hey, how do I be a leader? What do I say? What do I do to help the program this year, but also to leave it in a good place after this? So just excited on all those fronts to see where we go with them.
Similar question then for Luke Capstrand, as now a senior. Where is his game? Where does it need to be to fully maximize his abilities?
Yeah, he's probably our wild card. And if we're going to accomplish and win tournaments and be competitive every week in and week out, like I think we can be, there's going to be a big role that he plays on that. And you see throughout the course of his career here, he's been a guy that's carried us for weeks at a time, which is exciting. Are we going to see that a little bit more often? I really hope so. He qualified in the number 3 spot for us. So we got, 2 seniors sitting in our top 3 spots to start the year. You always like when that happens.
You had a newcomer last year and a freshman in Isaiah Shazer who really exploded as a rookie, all conference, all MAC, because of his performance last season. Sometimes in college athletics, they say that jump, regardless of sport, the jump from freshman to sophomore year, you see the biggest improvement. Where do you hope Isaiah improves freshman to sophomore year?
Dude, if we saw a big improvement from Isaiah, look out, right? Look out, NAC, right? Sometimes, that jump into freshman year is kind of fun because there's not expectations necessarily. You've not experienced it. It's all new. So when you get around the right group and in the right setting, you really thrive. And I think we've seen that, a few times. And Isaiah's probably the most recent case of just getting in and, coming in prepared and then just running with it. And it's fun. He's a competitor. He gets a little fired up on the golf course, which I love to see. And again, I would not, expect any regression from that. And I'm excited to see what's to come.
Any others? Again, always I say, can't go through every name here in the time we have allotted, but another name or two, maybe a surprise that we should keep an eye out for as you put together your group and your 5.
Yeah. We had a newcomer that's going to be in our top 5 to start. Braden Nauman just had a really nice couple of rounds there in qualifying, and probably been most impressed by how serious he takes his craft and the work that he puts in outside of practice, that he wants it and isn't afraid to put in the time and the effort to get better. Super receptive to learning some new things and some new approaches, ask good questions. He's going to be in that top group. Braden Bodie's going to be in that top group, and Braden was kind of in that for much of spring in our top 5 and helped us, win a couple of events in the spring. So he's got some good experience. And then knocking at the door for those next couple spots, Luca, Darren, and Tim, will be, it wouldn't surprise me if we have, more than, those 5 guys that start in our top 5. Play in that top 5 at any point. And obviously now with the conference going to the play 6, count 4, there's some cool opportunities. And then even Caleb and Noah at the bottom, there's guys that have some really cool stories attached to them and maybe came in as freshmen not at full strength physically and ready for it. But we saw progress and put in the work golf-wise, strength-wise to put up some really good competitive college golf scores. So I think really 1 through 11, it's going to be a fun year, and we're going to see some pretty good scores out of everybody, top to bottom.
You did kind of allude to it in your last answer, but the conference tournament has been restructured. I mean, for the last number of years, it has been the first 2 rounds happen in the fall, and then rounds 3 and 4 in the spring. It's changing now, whereby it's 3 rounds, and it'll all be in the fall. Can you kind of explain how that changes your coaching philosophy? Does that alter anything you do in getting your guys ready for that tournament, knowing it's all one weekend and it's 3 days in the fall now?
Yeah, I think we probably got to pace a little bit.
Okay.
3 days in competition. Maybe a little different than some other sports. We get on the golf course and it's a warm-up session, 45 minutes or an hour. Then you're on the golf course competing for give or take 5 hours. there's just not another sport where you're on the field of competition for 6 hours. And physically, yeah, there's a toll that takes, but mentally it takes a toll. And so I think we're really going to have to be conscientious about being ready for those 3 days, physically and mentally, whether it's rest and preparation, and not just one or the other.
Okay. The season will begin this Friday, Saturday at the Culver's Edgewood Fall Invitational. That'll be down there in Janesville. All right, Adam Volbrecht, before we let you go, in the time-honored tradition of these conversations, we play 5 questions. First answer that comes to mind, don't overthink it. Number 1, what is the last book you read for fun?
Well, I'm an English major. My undergrad degree's in English. I like to read, and so pretty much everything I read is for fun. I read a book on Christian student affairs for fun this summer, and I read a Kurt Vonnegut book. And so that's the kind of the juxtaposition of what I read, and it's all for fun.
That's fair. Number 2, what's your biggest fear or phobia?
Fear or phobia? Eyes. Like getting something in my eye,
that way.
or like seeing I have a beautiful wife, but she wears contacts. And so like watching her take her contacts out, it would be about the biggest torture of my life. So there.
I'm kind of with you on that. My eyes will water watching somebody else.
I will not watch.
That's fair. Number 3, your favorite flavor wings. It's wings night. It's a wings Wednesday. What are you putting on your wings?
I mentioned my wife. She is awesome. She makes homemade hot sauce, habanero hot sauce. I love spices. So habanero hot sauce with some of the blue cheese. It is epic. Habanero spicy.
You can handle the heat.
Oh, I love it.
Number 4, the musical instrument you'd love to play if given the ability with the wave of a wand tomorrow.
None. Maybe I love music. I have no musical abilities, singing or playing.
Right, but if
fiddle.
If
I'm
a
gonna
wave of
saw the
wand
banjo.
and go, you can play this instrument. Boom.
Either banjo or fiddle.
Banjo or fiddle. Okay.
Yep.
Number 5. This is a 3-parter.
Oh, jeez. 5, 6, and 7.
Is it pronounced syrup or syrup?
Syrup.
Palm tree or palm tree?
Palm.
Wheelbarrow.
Barrow.
Okay. Fun fact, in the dictionary, both wheelbarrow and barrow are acceptable pronunciations, and
What dictionary are you looking at?
all of them. And the bonus question.
I'd suggest the OED.
As a golf coach, it's you and what 3 others that join you in a dream foursome, and where are you playing that round of golf?
My goodness.
Any 3 other people.
Dream foursome. My little brother likes to play golf.
Okay.
We got to play down a really cool golf course in Costa Rica last year. So he'd probably be in it. He's fun to play with.
Okay.
And then my 2 boys. My brother and my 2 boys. One of them likes to play golf. One of them doesn't really like to. So, he'd probably do it for me, though.
Okay. Where are you playing this magical round of golf?
We'll go. Pine Needles is probably my favorite golf course.
Where is that?
In the country. It's down in North Carolina, Pinehurst.
Pinehurst, yes.
Pine Needles has just a great story tradition of hosting high-level events, especially in the women's golf realm. Just a great golf course. Cool history down there.
Men's golf season again, Friday, Saturday. It kicks off in Janesville, WLCsports.com if you want to follow along and see the scoring. And 18th-year head coach Adam Volbrecht will be there to lead the squad. Thanks, Adam.
Let's go, Warriors. Armor up.